Dave the Enlightened Plumber here with today's quote. Take a deep breath. Inhale peace. Exhale happiness. Take a deep breath. Inhale peace. Exhale happiness. From A.D. Posley. All right, taking a deep breath is absolutely important. It's been written about by many times by many different authors in all sorts of concepts, usually to deal with meditation of some sort. But taking a deep breath is absolutely critical for our bodies to reset themselves on a very minuscule scale. And minuscule, I don't mean tiny as in minuscule. In essence of life is sort of how I'm viewing this. Taking a deep breath is very much a critical piece of how we operate, and in most days that we go through as humans, we don't typically breathe deeply, certainly not deeply enough, where it's normally, well, maybe not quite hyperventilating, but we don't take the deep breath. There's a lot of holding of breath. There's a lot of thinking about, okay, what are we doing? Or the thought process that we're in allows us to only breathe, shallow breaths, as it were. So this taking a deep breath is very critical. And there's a lot of studies and a lot of mentors that talk about taking deep breathing as a more spiritual way to connect with the universe and everything else we go through. It's also, as I said, a bit of a reset for our bodies to allow them to run through everything that we need to at that point. We can get our full source of energy if we take a deep breath. But quite often it's only in the higher levels of our chest that we breathe rather than letting our stomach kind of absorb all that air and sort of just slow our system down. So taking a deep breath. But in doing so, as this quote says, we want to inhale peace and tranquility. Take that in. So take the time, which is the big part of this. Take the time to have a deep breath. So it's, and then you exhale happiness, because during that time that you're taking that inhalation of peace, you can now have feelings and thoughts of gratitude, which allow you to exhale happiness, as A.D. Posley suggests here. One of the things that struck me is I've just gone through my certification for open water diving, is that as divers, the training is all about taking deep breaths. So I see this actually very cool, is we inhale peace as being a diver. We're under the water, there's nothing else around, we're breathing in through the tanks, and you're inhaling peace. And when you're exhaling happiness, and there's that gratitude for, well, I'm in an experience where I'm able to breathe underwater. Well, that's pretty cool on its own. But what am I able to see at that moment in time? I am able to see all the underwater creatures. I'm able to see the underwater life. I'm able to see whatever's down there, whether it's something of history or historic value that has, say, a shipwreck sunken, or maybe it's some treasure that someone's dropped. And treasure could be actual treasure, gold bullion, or maybe treasure is something that perhaps someone dropped off the side of a boat, which has sunk to the bottom now and is there for someone else to find or see, or find happiness in what they've seen. So it's pretty cool. But the whole concept of taking deep breaths sort of suggests that divers, through part of their theory of living and breathing down underwater, have a unique and uplifting way of seeing the world through deep breathing. So with that in mind, take a deep breath, inhale peace, exhale happiness. From A.D. Posley and myself, Dave the Enlightened Plumber, have yourself an awesome day and breathe deep. Take care. See you on the next one.